Okay guys, in the last month, this Faceless YouTube channel has made over $20,000 from uploading these faceless news videos with the help of AI. That's a lot of money, but don't get discouraged. I'm going to help you achieve this too. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create faceless YouTube channels with the help of AI that can compete with big news channels. But I know what you're already thinking, guys. There's already a ton of videos out there that are teaching you how to do faceless YouTube automations, especially using AI. The problem is that none of these gurus are transparent with you, and sure, they'll teach you how to create an AI generated video, but it's worthless if you don't know the strategy to make it successful. And the truth is, none of these guys actually show you the strategy because they don't know it themselves. Trust me guys, I've watched a lot of these AI generated tutorial videos and I can say that a lot of them are pretty trash. If you have the patience to watch this video up until the end, you'll have all the tools and knowledge to start your own YouTube automation business. These are the exact strategies that I use for my Faces channels to earn over 5 figures a month in profit. We will do everything from creating the channel, to coming up with the ideas, to scripting the video, and then publishing the video onto YouTube. By the end of this video, you'll know the strategies and tactics of what it takes to create viral faceless videos that capitalize on trending news. There will be 9 parts to this video, and as I mentioned earlier, I'll be sharing the secret strategies behind creating these videos, and most importantly, how to make them actually work, because that's what a lot of these videos are lacking. People usually pay thousands of dollars for this information, but in this video, I'll be giving it to you for absolutely free. All the tools and resources shown will be linked in the description with some exclusive discounts for accessing a few of them. So let's go ahead and get started. So as far as niche selection goes, I'm going to be going over my 5 favorite niches when it comes to utilizing the help of AI to actually create these videos. If we jump into my iPad, and so niche selection usually comes down to 4 main criteria when it comes to entering this niche in particular. So first, you want to target a niche where there are things that are upcoming. Second, you want to target niches where it has news in the niche. Third, you want to target a niche where there are trends in the niche. And then fourth, you want to target a niche where there are things that people can anticipate. So anticipate. Now, the point of having a niche where there's something upcoming, or there's news in the niche, or there's trends in the niche, or there's something to anticipate in the niche, is because this shows that there is demand. So the basic concept of YouTube is like, as content creators, we are supplying videos / creating videos. And now what you need to understand is that your audience is basically the demand for the video. So if you're in a niche where there's something upcoming, that usually indicates demand. If you're in a niche where there's constant news, usually people demand the news. If you're in a niche where there's a really hot trending topic, usually that results in increased demand. And also, if there's something that people are anticipating, that also indicates a demand in those video topics. Now, as far as my 5 favorite niches go, it's got to come down to number 1 is TV shows. Number 2 is sports. Number 3 is cars. Number 4 is celebrities. Number 5 is AI, okay? Specifically AI tools. So if you think about these 5 niches here, okay, the ones that I've mentioned, I've personally made and had success with all 5 of these niches. And the reason why is because if you really think about them, right? TV shows, think about upcoming TV shows, upcoming movies. People always want to know more about the upcoming Marvel movie or the next upcoming Star Wars series. If you think about sports, there's a lot of sports rumors. There's a lot of sports gossip, players getting traded, players winning championships. So there's things that people anticipate in sports, right? There are championship games being played. In a couple of weeks, there's going to be the Major League Baseball World Series being played. So sports is another good topic. Cars. With cars specifically, upcoming cars is absolutely huge. Upcoming cars. I've had really good success targeting the specific names of upcoming cars. So upcoming, let's say the newest series of BMW or a new model of Lexus coming out. Upcoming cars is a really good niche, and I'll give you a little hint where specifically pickup trucks I've had really good success with. Pickup trucks. Celebrities, I mean, celebrities are a very common one, but what really matters with celebrities is how you package your videos, and I'll be going over later in the video on how to actually correctly package your videos. But with celebrities, if you target, there's a lot of gossip all the time regarding celebrities. Right now, we have the whole Diddy case happening. And then with AI tools, same thing. There's always upcoming AI tools. So these are the 5 niches that I would highly recommend people go in towards, just because it really fits the concept of supply and demand. Here I'm putting demand and supply, but you really have to follow this, okay? A lot of the videos where people are, or content creators are teaching other individuals on how to create AI generated content, like using stories. Don't get me wrong, like the stories are really cool and it's really cool how you can make animations, but it really lacks the demand portion of what it takes to actually launch a successful Faceless YouTube channel. So supply and demand is met when you have a niche where there's things that are upcoming, news-based, trends, and people are anticipating something. Now, as far as topic research goes, it would help if you actually understand your niche. So if you're about to capitalize on a trend or something that happens out on the news, it really does help to actually immerse yourself and read upon articles and what's happening and what's the news and what people are talking about, watching what other videos are saying about the news. So topic research, what I think about here is that, imagine that there's a tree trunk, okay? So excuse my drawing, but let's say there's a tree trunk. This is our tree trunk, right? And this is our grass. The tree trunk is basically the main event of the news. And by the main event, this is where, let's say, Yahoo is covering it. Let's say MSN is covering it. Let's say CNN is covering it. So the tree trunk is basically the main event of the news. So in this case, we can say tree trunk equals Diddy case, right? So we all know that Diddy's in prison or he's in jail and he's in trouble. So that's the main news. Every single person is talking about that. What you have to talk about are the branches, right? These branches up here. So these branches are basically like we can type out branches, are basically like the sub-stories. So this is where you start creating sub-stories related to the main tree trunk, where you don't want to make a video talking about how Diddy is in prison because every single other major news outlet is talking about that. What you have to talk about are the branches or the sub-stories that these major news outlets aren't talking about. So maybe you want to talk about how Justin Bieber reacts, okay? Or maybe you want to talk about how 50% is reacting to the situation. So these sub branches where you have the main trunk, which is the main event, and then the sub branches are basically where you come in and you want to find like a spin-off story that you can actually create a video on that's still trending, right? The trending is the P. Diddy case. With that spin-off story though, that's what's going to kind of introduce a new idea to this high in demand topic, right? This high in demand topic. This is the best analogy that I used to teach in my community, as far as the main trunk is the main story. That's already covered. Everyone knows about it. But what are the spin-off stories that you can cover that can still go viral and that is still high in demand that people would want to watch? The spin-off stories right here, this is basically going to be in demand, and plus it's also going to introduce a new idea. Introduce new ideas. So this is where your creativity box can start spinning, as far as you thinking about, okay, after someone knows about the P. Diddy case, what would they want to watch? What would my audience who's interested in the P. Diddy case, what would they want to watch? So you start thinking about it from an audience perspective, and it really, again, meets that supply and demand concept, where there's a hot topic happening on the news right now. It's high in demand. People are creating videos on it. But what you're doing is that you're creating these sub-stories, right? These sub-stories here, and these sub-stories are also in demand and being introduced to your audience. Now, as far as packaging your video goes, right? I want to go over packaging first, but just because even if you create like a really good quality video, it doesn't matter if your packaging isn't done correctly. So a very simple, basic, common packaging that I'm going to show you that works for so many viral videos is a 3-point thumbnail concept, okay? 3-point thumbnail. And those 3 points are left image, right image. I'm going to be going over a few examples just shortly, and then text. Okay, so left image is the first point, right image is the second point, and then text is the third point. So let me exactly show you, hop onto my screen and show you what this actually looks like. So this is a channel called Riveted, And when you look at their thumbnails, right, 15K, 20K, 6.9K, it's a very simple thumbnail concept. They have a left image and then they have a right image, right? So left image, right image, text at the bottom. Left image, right image, text at the bottom. You can see a lot of their videos follow a very similar 3-point style thumbnail concept, and that's the concept you should be going for as well. When it comes to facial expressions, okay? If you're doing facial expressions, usually no smiling. Okay, a common mistake I see a lot of people make is that they'll get facial expressions of, say, P. Diddy smiling. What you want to do is have people who are emotional. So this can mean yelling, this can mean sad, this can mean crying. And again, if we go through our example, you can see that this looks like Diddy's worried, this looks like she's talking. Talking is also another good one. Looks like they're talking. So if you go over the examples again, left image, right image, text. Sometimes there's an image in the middle, but on my channels, I normally don't do that. Usually I like to keep it 3 points at max. That's more so up to you. But usually a left image, right image, text at the bottom is a very good thumbnail template to utilize when it comes to creating these news-based videos. So you can see it works hand in hand as far as a lot of these videos on this channel specifically have been able to go viral using a very similar thumbnail concept. So moving on from packaging, I tend to use Photoshop to actually, so tools I use, Photoshop, or you can use Canva, okay? When it comes to packaging, it's really not about the complexity of the design, but rather the thought put behind the design. Meaning, can you actually kind of fabricate or formulate some sort of story within 1 to 2 seconds when someone sees your thumbnail? And you really don't need the most complex thumbnail skills in order to make thumbnails like this. You're basically just putting 2 images side by side, brightening it up, and then typing some text at the bottom. A lot of even beginners who are new to Photoshop or Canva can actually achieve a thumbnail style like this. And again, it doesn't really require really high level photo manipulation skills, but rather it's the idea behind the title combined with the thumbnail, which is what's getting people to click. Now, when it comes to actually getting your videos to work, I've already talked about the packaging, in which if you follow a left, right, text at the bottom thumbnail concept, you'll have a better chance at getting your videos to work. Now, on top of that, I want to teach you a secret strategy as far as other ways to actually help get your video to work. And that's due to actually getting the length of your video the correct length. So as a rule of thumb, when I tend to analyze what's working out there on YouTube, I'll actually go ahead and, let's say, take Riveted for example, I'll start to scan on how long their videos are. And so if your competitor videos or your model channel is posting really long videos, like 20 minutes long, you really should be posting over 20-minute long videos. And the reason why is because longer videos tend to build more watch time. So if Rivet is posting 20-minute long videos and you're posting 8-minute long videos just because you're barely going over the minimum of what it takes to add mid-rolls, you need to start posting over 20-minute long videos. And I'm going to teach you some ways to actually make longer videos. And it's going to be really impressive on my part, just because it's probably a lot of things that haven't been taught before on YouTube. But from looking at Riveted, you'll see that videos are 18 minutes long, videos are 20 minutes long, videos are 22 minutes long. I would probably aim to make 25-minute long videos, but don't worry, because I'll show you how to make longer videos and the secret strategy that I use in order to make 40-minute long videos without paying the extra money. So there are 2 ways. The secret strategy here is to increase the length of your videos so that your videos have a better chance to perform, because these build more watch time, right? So in order to do this, there's 2 main ways, which I'll show you, right? The first way is to write longer scripts. And then the second way, I'll be showing you something where you increase the length without breaking your bank by using something called engagement clips. Now, when it comes to writing longer scripts, I'll be going over shortly how to actually write longer scripts. And it's using a method that no one ever talks about. And as far as using engagement clips goes, I'll jump into this one here. If you actually hop onto Riveted, and this is exactly what I do on my channel as well, you'll see that the beginning of their videos are actual podcasts, they're actual videos of original audio interviews and such. So just take a look at Riveted and scan around their videos, and you'll see that at the beginning of their videos, it's either like a news broadcast, or it's like a podcast interview, it's like a Joe Rogan clip, or it's like shorts. I usually take those videos and pump it at the beginning of my video. So essentially what ends up happening is that when my video is completed, my original video that has like a script, voiceover, and video edit, that'll usually be like 8 minutes of original created video. So again, this is using, let's say, a scriptwriter, voiceover, and video editor, or let's say AI script, AI voiceover, AI video. So that usually tends to be 8 minutes. In order to tack on 7 minutes, I'll get a bunch of clips of podcasts, YouTube shorts, TikToks, other YouTube videos. I'll get 7 minutes of that. So actually we'll say like 12 minutes, right? 12 minutes of podcasts. Shorts is a really good one. Interviews, news, relevant to the topic, okay? So this is a secret hack that not a lot of people know about. And what you might be thinking is like, oh, if I add a lot of original clips in the beginning of my video, it's not gonna get monetized. That's not true, okay? If you like crop your video, if you only take like certain segments, I'm not talking about like taking an entire 10-minute long clip and slapping it at the beginning of your video. What I'm saying is to take like short segments. Let's say if your clip is like 10 minutes long, you'll take like the first 30 seconds and then you'll cut out a part, and then you'll take like the next 30 seconds after that and then cut out a part, and then you'll take like the next 30 seconds after that and then cut out a part, and you'll put that all in the beginning of your video. So I use a lot of podcasts, I use a lot of shorts, interviews, news broadcasts. I even take videos as well to actually add at the beginning of my video so that I'll achieve a 20-minute long video. So look at Riveted and take a look at some of their videos to understand what I mean. And just hear me out when I say that your video is still going to be monetized if you're breaking it into short, sweet segments. Now, the key here as far as using engagement clips go, okay? With engagement clips, you just really have to make sure that they're relevant to the topic. Relevant to the topic. So this is really important. And what I really found is that if my editors use really relevant talking clips to the topic at hand, it actually does improve my first 30-second average viewer retention. But if they choose a clip that's like not really related to the topic at hand, it's not really related to what I tell in my video, then that usually kills my first 30-second retention. So be very wary and be very cautious of this, because you do want to make sure that you use proper engagement clips. Now, next I'll be showing you how to write lengthy scripts using AI. And so all of this in the beginning was, the purpose was to actually prepare your video and make sure that you're actually targeting videos that are in demand. So hopefully you got some takeaway from that. Let's go ahead and jump into on how I actually write scripts using AI, and it's going to be really impressive for you. So next we have AI script writing. Now, the thing that you have to understand when it comes to AI script writing is that AI script writing is only good for certain topics, right? And those certain topics are usually ones that are easily Googleable. This is what I call Googleable, meaning that it's info easily found on Google. It's usually like low to mid IQ level topics, right? IQ level topics. That's also what AI script writing is good for. So if the topic of your video is like a news article, like in our example, it'll easily be found on Google. It's basically what you do when you hire script writers. They're basically just searching on Google and gathering the information. So what people are actually doing right now as far as writing their scripts is that they hire a human script writer, or they're actually using AI. So now when you use AI to actually write your scripts, this is what that looks like here, in which you write the prompt, right? Let's say the P. Diddy case, write me a 1600 word script on P. Diddy. So it tends to write, but the problem that I usually have when I was doing this is that the script ends up not being that long. And if you do want to make it longer, it ends up being clunky. So this is where I want to introduce the idea of using AI to actually write AI scripts, and I do that through a website called make.com. So make.com is basically an AI software where you can connect certain apps and systems to actually perform tasks for you. And luckily for you guys, and so I've been using make.com for the past 6 months, and the scripts that make.com has written has definitely led to viral videos multiple times for me before. Make.com, I use the pro plan, which starts at $18 a month. And if you've done Faceless YouTube videos before, you'll know that just the script itself can cost like $20. So already like 1 month on make.com pays just for one script already. So it's totally worth the money. And if you use my link down below, you'll actually get an entire month of the pro plan for free so that you can try it out and test it out yourself. So in the future, I'll be creating more videos on how to actually use make.com. But what I want to show you is that this is an example of a make.com scenario, right? So if I go ahead and click on run once, this top stream that you see here, this top scenario where it goes from here all the way to here, I have this prompt where I actually insert the topics. Let's say celebrities who are involved in the P. Diddy case. If I click on enter, I've actually designed this prompt so that it'll actually search this idea onto Google, and then it'll scan all the Google results. Okay, let's actually zoom in. It'll scan all the Google results, and then it'll only take the content and all those web pages. I actually have it so that it excludes Reddit posts, it excludes YouTube videos, and it also excludes Twitter posts. But once that content is extracted from the web articles, I use Claude AI to actually extract the main ideas. So you can see here, this is my prompt that I use. I am researching the following idea and reading online articles to write a full outline about. Your task is to read the following web scrape and extract the main ideas and information to be considered when writing the final outline. So after it extracts the main ideas from these web articles, Claude then creates the outline. So write a full complete outline of the idea. And then based on the outline, this is the key on how to actually write longer scripts. That outline is structured in a way in where I think it's called markdown format, and markdown format just means like using these hashtags, and it's a format that AI softwares tend to understand when it comes to separating like H1 tags from H2 tags. It gets a bit complicated, but trust me, if you take the time to learn this, you are going to be so far ahead from everyone else who's doing faceless YouTube videos with AI. But with that markdown format, I separate all the H2 tags, or basically the two hashtags, so that now the make.com software sees each section. So if I use Claude to actually write an outline and it spits out an outline on the P. Diddy case, it's gonna start seeing sections based on this right here, these two hashtags. So with those two hashtags, it's basically a section of the outline. I then use Claude to write each section by section. So if you can imagine, Claude now understands which is a section, and then it writes an entire article or paragraph on that section. And ultimately, now that I have like 4 to 5 sections or 4 to 6 sections, I then combine it all together, mark it down for a format for Google Documents to read, and then I paste it into a Google document. And so this is what the final output looks like. So celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case. Over here are the H2 tags, right? And so this comes from the outline that was generated on Claude, and now that it basically writes a script regarding each of the H2 tags. So celebrities associated with Diddy, implications for the entertainment industry, legal and ethical considerations, and then it has a conclusion paragraph at the end. So it's a very, very complex, I'd say, writing software. But what's really neat about it is, like, if you need a script done in like 2 seconds, let's actually do a word count on here. So normally I pay like $25 for a 1600 word article. This one here is around 1600 words, so it's already paid for itself. Sometimes the articles will be between 1600 to like 3000 words depending, but you can adjust the prompt to actually make it write longer articles as well. So if you look at my outline here, all right, you can create a longer outline so that your outline ends up being longer, so therefore your scripts also end up being longer. So that is my complicated make.com scenario that I use to actually write my scripts on demand. So all I got to do is click run once, type in my topic here, and then click on enter, and then it's going to spit out a script that looks like this here. So it's really neat, and what I like about it is that it actually utilizes Google articles to actually write the article itself. So it reads the information, extracts the main ideas, and then it writes the article itself. And again, if you want to use make.com or try it out for yourself, I do invite you to use my link down below in the description to get a free month of the pro plan, which is the plan that I'm on. Now down below here, I have like a dumbed down version or make.com version of the scenario where it doesn't, if I use this scenario down here, this stream down here, if I use this one, it still writes the article, but it's not based on other Google articles. So it'll use Claude to actually write the article, it'll section it, or it'll use Claude to write an outline first. Using an outline is the absolute key of what it takes to actually write longer length articles using AI. That's what I found. And if you've used ChatGPT or Claude AI to write articles before, you'll understand what I mean when it comes to, it'll write a short article which is only like 400 words, and that's only like 2 minutes, right? You need to make longer videos in order for this to work, and this is how I've been able to achieve it. So with this bottom scenario, it'll write a outline, and then it'll separate that outline using those two hashtags again, and then it'll write each section by section using Claude AI again, then it'll combine everything, and then it'll paste it onto a Google document. So this is the kind of dumbed down version, and as you can see, it's still pretty long, but the thing is that it's not as detailed. So this one here is actually a bit longer. It's not as detailed. I actually might have gotten it incorrect. Well, let's see. So this one here actually is, let's see, 2,100 words. So again, for the price of make.com, which is like $18 a month, you're spending like $20 or $25 on a scriptwriter itself. Why not try this out? And if you take the time to actually learn make.com, you can pump out, I did the math here. So each of these scenarios takes about like 50 operations to actually write a script, okay? And so for the pro plan, you get 10,000 operations per month. So if we do the math here, and it's not gonna come out exactly, right? Because sometimes there's going to be mistakes, but let's say 10,000 operations, and let's say 9,000 of those or 1,000 of those operations come out to you testing or mistakes. So 9,000 divided by 50 operations per script, you can basically write 180 scripts using make.com. And that's what I've been doing for the past 6 months, right? So 180 scripts using make.com, it's almost like a no-brainer to try this out and see that if you can write scripts using AI. And they're really lengthy scripts, which is the really cool thing as well. Is that when it comes to AI script writing, okay, you have to think of the nature of your topic. If you're teaching someone how to invest or you're trying to write from experience, AI is probably not going to work. But if your topic is easily found in Google, you can probably use make.com to write scripts. If your topic is like a listicle, like 10 things or 10 places to visit in New York, it can easily be found on a Google article, right? Just because if I even type in 10 places to visit in New York, there's a lot of content on here already that Claude or ChatGPT can analyze and actually write an article itself. So that's usually my spiel when it comes to using AI script writing to actually write scripts. And that's my key. Using an outline to actually generate an outline and then write it section by section is my key to actually also writing longer scripts as well. So now moving on to voiceovers, I use 11 Labs to actually generate my voiceovers. I've been using 11 Labs just recently, actually, for like about 2 months or so, and it's been doing just fine. I'll leave a link down below for 11 Labs if you want to try it out yourself. But I've shown you how to actually write scripts. I've shown you how I actually generate voiceovers. Now, when it comes to video editing, I recommend that you start outsourcing video editing from the beginning, just because there's so many good, affordable video editors out there that you can get from Upwork, Fiverr, and onlinejobs.ph, okay? There's really good video editors, and with video editing, I'm not looking for the most complex video editing designs, nor am I looking for like fancy animations or graphics. I'm just looking for visuals to match the representation of what's being said in the voiceover. So they're basically just matching visuals. So if you don't plan on video editing 5 months, 1 year, like yourself, I would recommend you start outsourcing it now, just because it's going to be a process to actually find video editors yourself. Now, as far as video editing costs, I usually pay $20 for an 8 to 15 minute video edit. And then as far as also making your video edits longer, one way to do this is through the engagement clip tactic. Clips to make longer. So with engagement clips, let's say that you decide to use this script here, okay? Let me give you an example. This script here that I generated via AI, this script is gonna be about, let's say 8 to 10 minutes long, probably like on the 8 minute side. Now, in order to go from an 8-minute long video to a 15-minute long video, what you wanna do is have your video editor find podcast clips, interview clips, basically anything that's relevant to the topic at hand. So in the example that I gave you here, celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case, you're going to be able to find news clips, shorts, you're going to be able to find podcast interviews, and you're basically going to stuff the beginning of your video. So this goes in the beginning. You're basically going to stuff this in the beginning so that you can make your video longer. And the good thing about the engagement clips, from what I found, is that if you find really good engagement discussions, really good engagement clips, it really does lead to a higher 30-second retention on your video. So anytime my video falls under 15 minutes, it's part of my kind of guidelines for my video editors to actually find clips and put it at the beginning of the video that's relevant to the topic at hand. So if our topic is celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case, my video editor would actually go in and find a bunch of clips related to the P. Diddy case and put that at the beginning of the video. And that is also how we start achieving longer videos. So 15 minutes is usually what I aim for. Sometimes you make 45-minute long videos, but that'll be up to you. Now, as far as optimization goes, when it comes to optimizing your video, I usually do title in the first line, and then I do AI generated description, and then I do like a disclaimer at the bottom. Okay. So this is how I optimize my videos. It's very straightforward. Now, when it comes to optimizing your videos, again, the same title that you have here, right? This one here, celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case. I would retitle this to make it a lot more attractive. I'll title it to make it like against a specific celebrity. So maybe I'll do a video like Jay-Z calls out P. Diddy after his. So the title of my video actually end up being something like this, where it's Jay-Z calls out P. Diddy after his arrest. But then the content of the video is going to be celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case. So it's still talking similar to the subject matter at hand, but this right here, it's all about packaging as far as you're trying to find, again, the branches that a lot of people aren't talking about when it comes to a trending news topic. And so this is an example of a spin-off topic. And then so this would be in the first line of my description. Afterwards, I'll use AI to actually generate a description as well. And then I'll write a disclaimer at the bottom. Now, as far as bonus tips to help your videos work, okay, I've got a few for you. Sample size is huge, right? So the point of me showing you how to actually use AI to generate faster scripts, or how to use AI to actually generate voiceovers, is so that you can expedite the production process at a much more affordable cost. So using AI to actually create more videos, because the more videos that you have out there, the more chances you technically have of one of them going viral. So to kind of break down my costs right now as far as videos go, my costs for like a 15-minute to like 25-minute long video is around $25. And that includes everything: project management, hourly costs, thumbnail design costs, the make.com subscription, the 11 Labs subscription, and also the video editor. So my costs come out to like $25. And so if you're paying like $60 to $100 for a news-based video, like similar to the ones that I showed you earlier in this video, you need to get your costs lower and also get your videos out faster. And that can be done utilizing AI, right? Now, second to that is that packaging is everything. So if I take for the example, again, this article here, celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case, and then I title it Jay-Z calls out P. Diddy after his arrest. People may argue like, okay, well, your article isn't about how Jay-Z calls out P. Diddy after his arrest. But what people are more so, what I have found is what they're interested in is that it's still a related topic, okay? They're still going to be talking about celebrities who might be involved in the P. Diddy case, and I still just package it differently to kind of introduce a new idea to my audience. So packaging to me is everything. As far as the quality of the scripts go, you can actually adjust the make.com scenario, and you can adjust the prompts on Claude or ChatGPT to make it write better. Right now, I just use a very generic prompt that I found and basically created myself. But you can create these and adjust these prompts so that you can output better scripts. And so with it though, my goal when it comes to YouTube, it's not necessarily like coming up with the best script or coming up with the best video edit. My goal is to see how can I actually produce a large amount of videos that are good enough quality but have the best packaging. So let me repeat that one more time. So large amount of videos that are at least 80% quality, okay? Because usually 80% quality is good enough, but best packaging. And so this has been my strategy to get my channels to work, where I want to produce a large amount of videos. Okay, more videos mean that I have higher chances of going viral on YouTube. Now, second to that is not second to that, but on par with that is the 80% quality. And this can be done by actually adjusting your prompts and using a tool like make.com to actually go ahead and, with make.com, remember how I told you that the top funnel or the top scenario actually searches Google and writes the content based on Googleable information. If you think about it, that's technically what your script writers are probably doing too, is that they're going on Google, reading articles online, and then they're just combining it all into one article. This bottom scenario over here, it just doesn't use as much articles to actually write the article, so it's not as high quality. But with this top scenario that you see here that I created, this was absolute key for getting me to write better high quality articles, articles that are based on research. And then on top of that, like I mentioned, packaging is absolutely everything. You can have a good, like an okay quality video, you can have like an okay quality script, but if you have like the best packaging on earth and you get people to click on your video, that is going to lead to more views ultimately. So that's all I have for this video, everyone. And again, I hope you found this video helpful as far as how to use AI to actually create faceless videos that go viral. In future videos, I'll be actually going more in depth on how to actually create these videos yourself. I'll actually go into make.com and show you my scenario and such, and I'll go into 11 Labs and show you which voiceovers I like. So do stay subscribed because these videos are going to be coming out really soon. So thanks so much for watching. And again, if you are interested in using make.com, you can use my link down below in the description to get a free month of the pro plan, which is the plan that I use. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.